a very simple continuation of this final selection of zero connections. I don't know what the word is. Um, 0. The first thing we have to say is, am I talking to myself or am I talking to another individual? Are there individuals? Are we not just one? Subtraction, I suppose, is like substratum. Life is extremely simple. It matters not if your mind says you've been born 100,000 times. It matters not if your mind says this is the only body that you'll ever experience. You start from that minuscule sperm into an egg with no mind. You're born 9 months later with no mind. You're born with no information, no knowledge. You're born for the first 3 months with no mind. You develop a mind through your interaction with the parents and friends and neighbours and all your brothers and sisters. You develop this idea that you are this person. And you progress. You progress thoughtfully. Apparently, to grow outwards is to extend, is to enhance, and is to go forward. You grow mindfully. You grow in every experience. You develop a more precise way of playing football, a more precise way of playing tennis, a more precise way of drawing, artistical, musical, whatever it is. And we bloom, we blossom into this incredible plant, into this incredible opportunity. And this may go on for many lives, or this may be a quick. If you look at nature and you look at the daffodil, it doesn't take long for it to spout from the ground, grow a stem and leaves, shine a yellow beacon, and in a few days die. But some plants, they take 6 months and they stay in colour and blossom for another 2 months. Each one of us has a different path, a different way of fulfilling what we're meant to be here for. And then we die. That's the assumption. If it's 100 lifetime cycle, your mind may say you're going to die 100 times. If it's a 1 lifetime cycle, your mind will say you're going to die 1 time. But you're going to die either way. But you're not going to die. And that's the beauty of zero. That's the beauty of this body, this enlightenment, this consciousness, is that you have the opportunity. Not everyone, because we're still in many life cycles, many needs and desires and wants, and connected and attached and associated to what is taking place. And that's okay. Because you go through your past. When you blossom, when you reach this ultimate moment of, I've done everything in my life that I think I can possibly do. And that's an intuitive, genuine knowing, a longing. I've done it. I've done everything. What do you want me to do next? And that's when consciousness intervenes and says, okay, it's time to go back. And how do you go back? The same direction you came forward. The speaker is struggling to describe the turning point. Because once the turning point has been seen, it's like, you know what? I have to die. I has to die. That's not this body. This body has died many, many times. Not this body, but the body that the one inside has taken ownership of. Whether it's the body of a tree, the body of a lion, the body of an elephant, the body of 100 human beings. What it means is there's no more bodies available. And you have to shrink. And shrinking means going back. Is it not? Does the plant, when it is seen in springtime, even the daffodil, it grows, it blossoms into this beautiful yellow, incredible, powerful domain. And then it starts going back. Our mind has been conditioned into saying we don't go back. And quite rightfully so, because we don't want to go back, because it's not us that decides whether we go back or not. It is the completeness of fulfilling everything that you're here to complete. And then your return, you don't just suddenly go back. There is more completeness. You get to relive everything that you've relived. You get to relive every reincarnation, everything. But your mind has no idea of how to describe it, how to participate. So you live in your own little world alone, full of tears, full of happiness, full of joy. And meanwhile, the life around you is still going on. And you're also pertinent to that. You're also available to interact with that. And you shrink into zero. And it's beautiful. And you get to meet so many saints on the way. Living saints. Meaning their body, they're still alive in their body. Mooji, Papaji, Rupert Shira, Adyashanti, Gangaji, Eckhart Tolle. And then you get to meet others like David Bohm, Jiddu Krishnamurti, Osho, Ramana Maharshi, Papaji, Ram Das, Niharaj. And you say, wow, What an incredible, incredible life. How can you value your life going forward? Because you're still learning. How can you value your life going into the something world? Because you're still wanting more. The valuation of life cannot be experienced when you're projecting outwards. And that's okay, because you have to learn. You have to project outwards. You have to go forth. Christ only came to call those that were due to go home and help them in their transition of going home. I remember the moment that everything changed direction. And it was towards one moment. You can look back at previous videos 5 years ago, 6 years ago, and it appears to be a spiritual, saintly recognition. But it's a very simple change. When you go out and leave your home with your partner to the concert, and you fully enjoy the concert, and the concert ends and you come home, you can't wait to go home and just get into bed and share your experience, and then you go to sleep. These 3 videos, I don't know how many videos, but 3 suggested videos from this source are about zero. The object is to reach zero before you experience zero, so that you can really truly enjoy zero before it devours you up. Most beautiful thing to know as a human being is one day you will be devoured up, whatever you are, whether a soul, whether a spirit, whether a being, whether a form, whether a non-form. You're going to end. Not a pitiful, dark, depressing heaven or hell end. But you're going to fulfill the life of completion. You've experienced many lives of doing bad things, many lives of doing good things, and you've passed the exam. Because the one moment comes, the moment that longing, that deep longing towards finding something, that surrendering and giving up in our misinterpreted, mind-based way is faced up to. Is that moment. And that moment, when that moment speaks to you, when that moment says to you, you don't cower up in a ball, embarrassed or ashamed. You realize that you've done something spectacular. You've achieved what every soul, every spirit, every mind, every particle of consciousness that you have been in this universal domain that you are, this microfiche of universe, this planet, this star sign, this constellation has achieved. It's what it was not intended to do, but what it was put out to do. And you're home. The moment says one moment. Presence, here-ness, awareness. Enjoy your journey home. This journey is nearly complete. And it's paid in homage to what we call consciousness, God, Christ, Buddha, every single human being, every single animal form, every single cloud, every single tree, every single aspect of life, every single breath, every single thought, be it what you think is a negative thought. Everything is meant to be, but it's not. When the witness dies, when the observer dies, and I want to take you to a comment from J.D. Krishnamurti, who I think is the most, and I watch his final public speech, and he says it as it is. Whatever it is that you're looking for, you will never discover, because you are it. You're not a body, you're not a mind, you're not a soul, you're not a spirit, you're not consciousness, you're not God. You are that what is not observing, but you are the observing. And when the observing itself goes, meaning the torchlight, boom, projects outwards. And on your way back, even in the torchlight, even in that undiminishing, pure, tranquil, incredible, strong, energetic light, something beyond that is zero. And zero is that, what we're aiming for. But we have to experience that ultimate figure that is not zero before we can be taken home.